Hey, it's David and Sherry, Breeze Flippers. It's Sunday. I hope your weekend was good. Ours not so much. Well, the weekend was good. I think the weekend was good. Yeah, the weekend was good.
It was awesome.
The weekend was awesome. We had a fantastic time. We're going to talk a little bit about that. We had an opportunity to go picking with none other than Kevin, Commonwealth picker, and my friend Mike, Deathpile picker. So we had a great time. I learned a lot, and we're going to talk a little bit about that. We're going to talk about the few sales that we did have this weekend. Guys, I don't know what's going on. I don't know if yours is doing the same thing or if anybody else has similar experience, but traffic dropped off this week on our eBay store and on our eBay listings by almost 30 to 40%. It's just really strange, but I've also heard a few other people say the same thing. So I'll be curious to hear what you guys have to say. So we'll talk about what sold this week so far this weekend. We're going to talk a little bit about our experience this weekend, and so let's get into it.
Find it, flip it, ship it, wear Breeze Flippers, keep it moving. Find it, flip it, ship it, repeat. Breeze Flippers, we can't be beat.
All right, like I was saying, actually it was a really fun weekend. We started out picking this whole entire weekend. It was Flea Across Florida, and we had a fantastic time. So we did get a lot of really good things, and we missed a lot of really good things.
Yeah, we
So
did.
and we'll talk a little bit
Really
about that, because there were a few things that I was like going,
Just looking for different things,
just
like different
yeah.
things we didn't realize.
Yeah, and just I kind of took a real learning lesson to see, you know, a couple people that have been a little bit more experienced at picking than I am. I mean, yes, we've been on eBay since 1997, but I haven't been selling since 1997. Honestly, we've only been picking since, what, 2021, 2020, somewhere in that area. So I can't even remember the months and the years run together these days, but we've only been picking for that long, and we still make mistakes. So we'll talk a little bit about that, but we will talk a little bit about sales. And I will tell you that this week we only did about $350. Really weird. Sales did come on this weekend. We did do a few. I did have a couple comic book sales and one graded comic book sale. I did have a lot of people message me about stuff, and we had a couple interesting things. I got to talk about this one next here in a minute, but we'll talk about that shortly here. But we're going to talk about what sold real quick. So let's get into this first part. You want to talk about this one?
Sure.
All right.
A pillow pet, a zebra pillow pet.
Yep.
And we sold it for $19.99 and $5.99 shipping.
So yeah, and this one's actually going out to New York. So
it's super cute.
Super
it's
cute.
The ones where you open them up on the bottom and they become a pillow.
They become a little pillow. Like a little lay down pillow.
Yeah.
It was cute.
Really
so these are the
cute.
ones my daughter picked up at the Tuscaloosa, Alabama Goodwill. Somebody had apparently dumped off all of their pillow pets. There were a bunch of them, and we picked them up for about I think $3.99 a piece. So $19 from $3.99, not bad. The next thing we sold. So I'm not always picking these up, guys, to be honest with you. Sometimes I will skip them, or if I see things, it just depends on what they are. But this is a Masonic temple. I believe it's just a keychain. So, you know, it has the "if found, please return to the Lodge of Illinois" and all that stuff in there. Anyway, but it is cool, and they're unique, right? So I always figure there's a buyer for everything, you know, and that's really what I look at, because I'm like, somebody's probably gonna want that at some point. It means something to them, or maybe it was a relative that was part of that lodge or something. So whether your belief, feelings, or however you feel about Masonic, that doesn't matter to me. It just mattered that I thought it was cool and it needed to be preserved. We did get $11.99 for it. It will go out with free shipping. All right, let's see what else we got here. You want to talk about
Dust
this?
Gracer.
I remember this.
That sounds fun. I want one of those.
I know, it's cool. I got that at a garage.
It's a puzzle that you put together and it winds up.
Yeah, so
And,
show them in the
you
camera.
gotta.
Sorry.
I'm not used to this, guys.
She's still learning. We're still learning. She's a newbie. So this one was
got
like 2 cars in it.
Yeah, and you wind it up and it goes. It's like a little puzzle, though. That's really cute.
So you put them together.
So it was $11 they paid, and
free shipping.
Free shipping, so $11.66.
And this, we got less than $1 in it. This was a garage sale find from what, 2 years ago? I'm thinking we've had this for a while because it's just been in our bin. So $29.52 would indicate that it was probably our second year, because we put a lot of items out that first year. We did sell a comic book this weekend, of course, and I do like selling comic books. This one's a cool one, actually. This is Bart Simpson number 100, and some tells me this was the final print. Yes, this is the final print of the Bart Simpson comic line. This one's not perfect shape. It has definitely got some edge wear on it. It's got a couple spine ticks, color breaking ticks and stuff. So it probably would do a lot better if it was in better shape. But hey, it is the number 100, and some people's going to want that. So
a lot of Bart Simpson people. Out
there's a lot of people. There's a lot of Simpson collectors out there. Believe it or not, a lot of people love the Simpsons. And so this one sold though for $12.50. It will go out with free shipping, and yeah. So anyway, that was and it's not shipping far. It's going to Atlanta, which makes it pretty cheap to ship. So, well, at least somewhat. All right. You want to talk about this one?
I'll let you show her.
That's how she feels about these. All right, guys, we sold another one of these men's magazines. So, but this one has Jenny McCarthy on the front. And who doesn't love Jenny McCarthy? I swear this actually looks like it's sealed in the it's in the original packaging. Yeah. It's in the original packaging, so it's probably got something extra in there too.
Well, they faced them the other way when they used to.
Well, they used to, yeah. So anyway, so this was from June 1994, and it did go out for $3.03, $7.99 shipping. So,
old Jeannie.
Old June sales. All right, guys, this one's a funny one. All right, I will tell you, I don't understand this one. So this one sold twice this weekend. This is a hat. It has Gulliver's Prep, which really sounds like a colonoscopy thing. I don't know why.
It's the prep part.
Gulliver Prep. Maybe it isn't. It says unparalleled, which could be true too on the prep part. I don't know. But it is Gulliver Prep. So I have no idea. It seems medical to me, but it does say Raiders on the back. So it makes me think that it might have been a team hat of some sort. Maybe. I'm not sure. I really don't know what Gulliver Prep was. Maybe sometime I'll look that up. But Gulliver Prep could be a school.
It could be like a
preparatory school. So sorry, Gulliver Prep, if I just compared your stuff to a colonoscopy. Anyway, so this hat sold Friday. And I don't know what happened. It sold Friday night. And I was like, oh, cool. This is weird. Because, again, these hats, like I have a lot of these hats that I picked up in a big bundle of hats. This is big. I bought like 150 hats. And that was, 3 years ago. And some of them were good. Some of them weren't. I listed them all because I was just going to try to sell them. I mean, I have less than $1 in most of them. It didn't really matter how much I got out of it. But I thought some hats would sell. But I think, like I said, I always believe there's a hat for every head. Somebody's going to want this.
Wow,
so obviously somebody went to
birds.
Gulliver Prep. Of course the birds would start
They
today.
decided they wanted to be part of it.
They wanted to be in the video. Every time we want to do one outside, we have this. So anyway, but this sold Friday night and subsequently got canceled right away. Like within an hour. I was like, okay, we just bought it by mistake. And I was like, sure, no problem. So I went through the whole thing, canceled it, and hit it to relist, and it relisted, and it literally sold in less than an hour again. And I was like, what in the world?
Was it the same person?
No, different person, because I was like, this person cancels again, but I went down and looked, and it was a different person. So, I really don't really understand the whole thing. We did get $7.99 for it though, and it does have $4.99 shipping, as all my hats do. And I haven't yet decided if I'm going to raise shipping prices on hats. Might just offset that by upping the price of the hat just slightly to kind of offset it, because $4.99 does cover most of the hats. If they're 8 ounces or under, because we use an 8x8x4 box to ship a hat, so it's generally around $450 to $460. It's somewhere at $465, something like that. It's not that heavy. So unless the hat is like a really specialized one or something that's a little heavier, if it goes above 8 ounces, then it immediately jumps up to like $5 and something. So, but I'll probably have to look at that, because they are going to be raising prices on shipping here in the next, I think the next month. I think into this month or the first of the month, the Christmas pricing goes up. And we all know what happens when that happens. Pricing goes up, and then pricing stays up after the rush is over. So we end up with pricing either way that's gonna go up. So we're gonna have to look at some adjustments. We have, like I said, been moving away from bump my microphone. Sorry. We are moving away from doing the free shipping in a lot of items. We still have some. I'm just changing them as I go. I'm not going in and mass changing them, but we are changing them as they go. I sure hope I can get those birds out of the sound.
Wow, they're having a heyday over there.
I have no idea what's going on over there. So Anytime. It was quiet as can be before we
I
stepped
know.
out here. So
Yeah.
anyway, now I could
Birds
fix it if
everywhere.
I had my shotgun. We just fire off one, it would
No.
scare them all away. So, but then I would get in trouble. We don't want to do that. All right. Anyway, so interesting. That was what it is this weekend. Like I said, this weekend the sales were a little over 100 and something, but not a lot of items. But again, like I said, the traffic's been down. Don't know what that's from. And we're going to have to do a little research and figure it out. Now, we did this weekend get a lot of stuff. And I
Yeah.
picked up about 200 video games, which I love selling video games. They're fairly easy to ship, fairly easy to go through, test and do all that. Various kinds too. PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4, PlayStation 2, regular PlayStation. We picked up Xbox 360, Xbox One. I got a bunch. Got DS games. We got a lot of PSP games. So those all sell really well. I did manage to pick up a couple of games that are going to sell for in the $100 range, which I was excited about that. So that kind of pays for, you know, the bigger majority of what we spent. We only spent about 450 this weekend. I mean, really, all I'm told, that's about it. We did pick up a vintage electric typewriter for $10 that will sell for at least 120. We picked up just some crazy stuff, some just fun stuff, right? Things that we like to ship, things that we like to sell. Not so much ship, but sell.
Yeah.
But we did have a really good lesson in picking, and I'll say, started out early Saturday morning. And this was all planned. We didn't accidentally run into these guys. Mike, Deathpile Picker, called me and said, "Hey, we're going to be here. Do you want to meet us there? You know, we'd love to go picking with you." And we're like, "Cool." So we were going to hit some neighborhood sales and stuff. But we started out at the sale at 7 o'clock, and they beat us there by maybe 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And they had already cleaned out the place.
No, they're finding some
Listen, I'm
treasures,
telling
that's
you
for
what, they it was fun to watch Kevin pick, and Mike too, because Mike has a different way of picking than Kevin does. But Kevin is so thorough in his picking. I mean, digging through a bin at this one sale, he comes up with a Nintendo DS that looked almost new. It looked like it had never been. It looked like an adult used it, to be honest with you. It was in such good shape. Had no power cords or anything, but it was just in a bin, just like boom, just hit it. I'm like, that's crazy.
Know what he's
He
looking
knew
for.
what he was looking for, but he told me, he goes, he loves to go to the bins, those type of bins, like, you know, if they got a big box out there of bins, he likes to dig through them because you do find treasures in there. And that kind of taught me something, because I really had not really gone through many of those.
You never know what's in there.
Exactly.
This is
You
it.
got to look, you know, and you really got to dig in it. And he found, and we actually looked at some vintage T-shirts and vintage shirts, and we
I missed it.
so we missed some vintage shirts and some different things that I was kind of shocked that we did miss it, but it was a lot of fun. But I did learn and kind of see how he worked, you know, how he worked to the one side and then to the other and then through the whole things, and he picked the places that looked like the most obvious, you know, the big things first, and then he went straight to a lot of stuff. Most of the stuff that he picked yesterday, he actually had they had a Dibbed It sale last night, and they were able to sell, I think he sold all of it off. One thing he did buy that I was kind of shocked, but it sold very well in Dibbed It, was that Fabergé, the Fabergé glasses. There was 4, it looked like cognac glasses maybe, or I don't know, like some sort of a dessert type glass. They were very pretty, like a rainbow colors, like different color. Yeah. And he paid $100 for it.
Glass, blown glass.
They
I
were
think, or
beautiful.
like
It was,
the
they were
crystal.
beautiful.
Yeah,
they were
really
beautiful
pretty.
glass. And he ended up selling it. He bought it for $100, and I think he ended up selling it for $165, I think. So I mean, he did make a profit on it. He probably would have made a lot more, but he flew down here and he's flying back, I think today. So he, you know, wouldn't be able to take all this back with him. So they decided to have a big Dibbed It
Cool
sale.
way to do it.
I thought
though.
it was
I
great.
think that's awesome.
Yeah, I do
'Cause
too.
you could go somewhere and do that. And not
Yeah,
be
I was-
have the way to ship it.
I was
though.
thinking about that when we go to Iowa in October. You know, it's like, why not? We go up there, buy a bunch of stuff, sell it, and ship it right there. Take the stuff with us to ship, though. But you know, I mean, how hard would that be, really?
Wouldn't be that hard.
No,
You just
or
have
you could
process.
sell it and, you know, towards the end of the week, and then bring it back with you and ship everything. So, because, you know, with Dibbed It, we don't have that tight time limit, because we like to do things over a week, and then as we find things, and so hey, that's a great way to pay for a trip, right? Well, if you haven't been to Dibbed It yet, guys, I will tell you, go to dibdit.com, use Breeze Flips, you can get $5 off your first $10 purchase. I want to say that every time, because somebody eventually is going to say, hey, I heard you and I came over because of you. So, but there's a lot of great sourcing opportunities. I have picked up and sourced a lot of stuff off of Dibdit, and I've done very, very well with it. And so, but I also it's a fun place to sell. So I enjoy that
It's a lot of fun.
immensely.
Really nice people.
Great people, and it just kind of solidified that meeting Kevin this weekend. Actually, I know there's some people that like him and some people that don't, and I'm sorry if you don't. I do. And after meeting him personally and actually talking with him, I see even more, his personality and how he is. Very giving person. If you don't know Mike Deathpile Picker either, probably one of the nicest guys you'll ever meet. He might be scary at first if you ever met him. He's just loud and gruff, but he's a good dude. And I met him last year at a garage sale accidentally. I noticed he was wearing a backpack and saw a camera, and I go, I know you. And I go, I could not think of his name, and I go, you're Kevin's friend. And he goes, great. He goes, that's how I get known. And so I never heard the end of that for about a month. Anyway, so yeah, I'm Kevin's friend.
He was fanboying.
I guess I was a little bit. It was just neat to meet somebody. That was the first time I ever met somebody on YouTube. And I hadn't even started doing YouTube at that time. So this is all kind of new. So it was really funny, but we've actually gotten to be friends and go out for dinner every once in a while. And I'm forever stopping at his house and picking up stuff that I buy from him. So off of Dibdit. So because we did actually this weekend, they picked up some T-shirts at the first sale. Like they were there 5 minutes before us, and they got a great deal on a bunch of T-shirts. I think he had $5 fill a bag, and he filled a bag full of T-shirts and a whole bunch of stuff. And then they sold them on Dibdit last night. There were 13 T-shirts, various different kinds. Nothing that I would probably sell on eBay, but they'd sell great in our booth. Yeah. So I ended up picking them up. I think I got them for $10.
Wow.
And so he didn't charge any shipping because I'll just pick them up from Mike. But so that was kind of fun. But like I said, I learned a lot. I learned things to look for and maybe things to focus on. Because a lot of times, like I see video games, I immediately go to video games. Just because that's what I know. I know video games. I looked at and the way I know now, guys, I've sold so many video games now. I kind of know. I know Call of Duties and all these different ones, and Battlefield and blah blah blah. All of these are pretty standard. I know they'll sell between $6 and $10. If you group them up, you're looking at $15 to $21, and that's typically what I end up doing with a lot of those games. But when I see a title that I don't recognize, immediately I will look that up. I don't look up the other games because I know what they're worth. I don't have to, but I do see a title and I go, that one might be good. I picked up a metal Force Awakens this weekend. It was in the metal case, and I knew there was something special about that. That's what, did we say $50, $60 for that game? And then I found a One Piece that didn't have, it's a One Piece disc that didn't have the original disc, but it was the disc itself. I looked it up and the prices on it were pretty good. So it was on another game, I think PS3. And then I picked up a PS3 Spider-Man 3, which I sold less than a year ago for $105. So I picked that up. It's probably not selling for that much now. I think it's probably a little less. But we did pick up some other ones. But I picked up any game that you see that has anime in it, or any kind of anime. I grab those and immediately take a look at those and see what they are, because I don't know the prices on them.
Really popular right now.
It is. It's huge. But I picked up one that was a PS2 game, and first thing I looked it up, it was $120 for just the disc. I was like, Now, the sale that we were at was, she had some high prices. I mean, they thought they were a video game store, or they thought they were eBay. They thought they were eBay and on a garage sale. But apparently what they had just started doing is buying out storage units. And they were just trying to make money off of it, and I get that. So, but I told her, I was right off the bat, I said, it's a little more. She had $75 on that game. And I was like,
she was a nice lady.
She was super nice. I mean, there's nothing, I mean, she was not being rude or mean or anything about it, but I did tell her, I said, that's a little more than I'm willing to pay. I go, if I buy a whole bunch, will you make me a deal? And she was like, yeah, we'll make a deal. I'm like, okay. So I think I ended up getting, now the games that I did get, there are 3 of them that will sell for $50 to $100. There are 3 of them. I think I ended up getting 7 games.
Yeah.
And I paid her $50. So, but I will make my money back off of 1 game, and then the rest of it will be profit. I also went to another sale, and I picked up just about 130 or 140 games. somewhere in there. I can't remember a total, but I paid $250 for that. But I had to go back and forth with her. Again, nice people. They were just selling off a bunch of games, but they had a ton of them. And I said, what if I bought them all? I said,
she had a lot.
yeah. I said, what if I buy them all? And she was like, well, we can work out a deal. So we did. So I ended up being just maybe at $2 a game or less. But again, if I bundle up 3 games and sell them for $18, I'm doing okay. And a lot of these games I will bundle up in bundles of 3 or 4, just depending on how what they are, types of games. And then we'll sell those on eBay. And then the rest of them that are kind of on the low end, or just games that don't sell as fast on eBay, we'll sell them on DibDit. So we'll have a really big DibDit sale as well. So I'm not worried about making my money back. But that was fun. The games were fun.
Really fun.
The typewriter was fun. I missed it. I still think I should have bought those other 2. They had 3 electric typewriters. One of them was the nicest one. That was one I bought. I paid $10 for it. She said, I'll sell you all 3 for $25. I was like, The other one was another electric typewriter. It wasn't in good a shape. It looked really rough. And I was like, yeah, it's a project, right? I didn't really want to take a project. The one that I picked, I knew it was perfect. The other one that I'm regretting though, is a music typewriter. I've never in my life seen one that types notes. It's electric. It was electric. It was old.
Yeah.
But it types. It wasn't electric. It was hard. It was a
No,
regular.
it was no.
It was not electric. It
no.
would just type notes. So
Yeah.
you could literally
type music.
with it, which I had never seen anything like that. And I looked up.
I
And I could
wondered
not.
how they used to
I
do
could not
music.
find comps. I could not find anything. Missy, please don't knock it over, baby. So I could not find comps on it. I couldn't find anything about it. And I said to Kevin, I told him what it was, and he said, you didn't pick it up? And I'm like, I couldn't find any comps. I couldn't find anything. He goes, sometimes that's the best way, or that's not a bad thing. And I was like, he might have been right.
That means nobody has
That means
it.
nobody has it. That means you might be the only one in the market. And when that happens, you can set the market.
It's a unique find.
It's a unique
yeah.
find. And nobody's going to probably use it to make music, right?
No.
Just like I don't think the
Well,
people
it's
buying.
really cool. I
Yeah,
know.
but I don't know. But I mean, if you're writing music these days, you have apps for that. You have stuff on your laptop you can use for that.
That's
so
the thing, it would be more
it would be
display.
more of a display. It would be a novelty piece. So it would be a collector that would pick it up.
Like
And
someone that
and that might
writes
happen,
music,
you know.
yeah.
So I don't know. I probably there was somebody that walked up right after that was looking at it, and I got to think they probably bought it. But you live and you learn, right?
That's something that I've learned.
Yeah.
If you see something, you need to pick it up and carry it around, because I guarantee if you set it down,
Somebody's gonna get
the
it.
person that saw you pick it up is going to come over
And
and
get
take
it.
it and buy it.
And what did you do this weekend that you picked up and looked at and put it back down?
2 different things.
One of them was a shirt that Kevin picked up.
Yeah, yeah.
And it
and
turns
then
out-
the other one was the Cabbage Patch doll that you picked up.
Yeah, that was the other one too.
yeah.
So we learned though, and it's fine. And like I said, I'm not begrudging or regretting anything.
No, but I just
learned
looked at it, but
a
I didn't.
lesson. Yeah.
I didn't think anything of it.
But it was just a good lesson to learn.
was fun.
It was fun. It was a lesson to learn. And honestly, my picking was kind of slower. And I'm not a terrible picker, but my picking was slow with them because I was just having more fun watching them and figuring out what they do. And it just, like I said, if you ever get a chance to go picking, it doesn't matter if it's a YouTube star or anybody like that. If you get a chance to go picking with somebody who really knows what they're doing,
Been in our business a long time.
yeah, it's a lesson. It's a great lesson, and you see and you learn things that you don't think about. And that's what I did this weekend. So I know Sherry did too. You know, I know she picked up a couple shirts. Matter of fact, I didn't even go look at the one line, the line clothing that they had over there. That Kevin went over and found a shirt. I think he found one of the shirts that. What did that guy say? It sells for $260, and he sold it for a pretty good chunk.
Wow.
So anyway, great. He had a great sale.
It's a Disney one.
It was a Disney shirt, but it was vintage and a single stitch. It was a single stitch sweatshirt, I think. I'm not sure.
I think so.
Anyway, he had found a bunch of that, but so that was a good lesson to learn. That was fun, and I did have some other good sales that I hit. I did pick up a Nerf sword, which I think everybody looked at me. It was kind of funny. So this Nerf sword is really big.
Carrying around a Nerf
I
sword.
carried around a Nerf sword, and it's a two-handed sword. And I looked it up, and I was like, had $4 on it, and I said, and I also picked up another vintage game called the Regatta, and it was an old board game, but it was really old. So I ended up getting both of them, that sword and the other, for $3. But I looked at the sword, and last one sold for $70. I was like,
I don't think they make them anymore.
they don't make them anymore, and that's just it. So, but
I
anyway,
think kids are probably hurting each other.
probably, which is what we wanted to do
That's
too.
just
Because
what
I
we
bought
wanted.
that and a mace, and I thought
There you
Sherry and I
go.
could take out our
That'll
aggressions
work.
on each other. Like, we could fight each other with the sword, right? So, and the mace, we have a mace and a
Oh,
sword.
goodness.
Anyway, we could, we could definitely have some fun with that. But yeah, so I picked that up and had to carry it around this big sale everywhere, but I wish I had a sheath, because everybody's like, that is a mighty nice sword you have there. And I was like, thank you very much. I was walking around with it anyway. I had a lot of fun. There were some good people this weekend, and I met some other resellers actually at one of their sales. I bought some good games from them too. The Salty Flippers. So if you see this video, if they see this video, it was nice to meet you. But if you do find them on Facebook, in this area, they have a lot of booths. They do a lot of sales and stuff. So I thought that was kind of cool. Nice people, super, super, super nice people. So great weekend, lots of fun. We had a great time. We were exhausted last night though, after it was all said and done. So it was kind of nice to do a little relax. Yeah, we just kind of relaxed last night. I didn't do a whole lot. I knew today. I got up this morning and I took pictures of about 75 or 80 games, and then I'm actually going to use the AI lister to do that. So we're going to do that tonight. That's what I'm going to do, and sit and do a bunch of listings and get those done. And then I got to work on some more games this week. The goal is to have everything listed in the next 3 weeks. So before we do anything in October, because it's that time, guys. It's fourth quarter, and it's time to do that. The burr months, as she calls them: September, October, November, December, and that's it.
Yep.
So January, February, March, and they kind of slow down a little bit, but they're busy months. So start getting ready for it, and lots of stuff going on out there, I'm sure, guys, and we'll find some other stuff that we'll talk about later this week. But I hope to have some better sales this week and talk about a few other things.
People are gearing up, probably.
I think so. I think people, it could have just been one of those fluke weeks. I did talk to a couple other people that said that their numbers were lower, and I had a couple comments. And speaking of that, thank you. If you've been here this long and you've listened to us ramble on, thank you so much. We appreciate you being here. If you wouldn't mind to hit the like and subscribe, it would just help us out. We're trying to grow this channel to 1,000. As soon as we hit 1,000, we're going to do a bunch of giveaways, guys. And we got some other stuff that's being planned up. I'm talking with a couple other guys about doing a podcast on comics and a whole bunch of stuff. So if you follow me and you follow along with the channel, you'll see that stuff coming up. And just want to say thank you to all of you guys that have subscribed. It means so much to us. Really and now that I've got her on board and helping out with videos once a week, she's a goofball. We're both goofballs. Listen, if you knew us personally, you would say, wow, they're totally different off the screen than on the screen, but maybe we're not, I don't know. So we are goofballs. So we have fun. We have a lot of fun. So, and we got to spend some time with our grandson this weekend too. So it was great. Had him last week for a day, my whole day for a day, and then actually had him on the video. And then we got.
He said hi to everybody.
He said hi, yeah. And then we had him Friday night. We got to visit with him Friday night and have some dinner with him and stuff. So it was fun. So anyway, that's what's going on with us, guys. And I hope your week is great. I hope your week is much, much better than mine was this week.
It's just slow.
It's slow. We needed sales. We needed some big sales.
Figure out what's going on.
Yeah, but thankfully we had some good Did sales last week, and so we did a few things there, and then we got a bunch of stuff planned for this week too. So we're gonna knock it out, guys. But I hope your week is super. And anything you want to say?
Oh, have a great rest of the week, everybody, and happy fall.
Yes, it is. Well, it's
fall, the 21st.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, this week coming up. It's going to be fall, guys. Well, there you know.
Yeah.
Doesn't feel like it in Florida.
No.
Especially because
Maybe up north.
I already sweat through one shirt today. But I hope your week's great. I'm David, and this is Sherry.
I'm Sherry.
She's Sherry. She's going to say it this time. And we're Breeze Flippers. We'll see ya.
Find it, flip it, ship it.